All right, Camara Clifton is a political strategist with the Clifton Network Partners. Trump and Clinton solidifying their lead, at least it seems that way, in super primary. Andrew?
I know you're doing a show right now.
Oh, I am doing the show, yeah.
Stefan needs a ride. He's over in Whitesboro. He needs a ride to MVCC. So
okay. Does he know that we're kind of
working?
Yeah.
Good morning. So. Good morning, Camara. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. What are your thoughts on last night? Is it over? Is it really over?
Well, not yet, but probably around the 15th. After there are 5 more primaries on the 15th. 2 of those are winner take all, and by that time, somebody needs to have 60% of the delegates wrapped up. Now, it would be a lot better race, probably, if we could get it down to 2. So Trump and Cruz are the only 2 guys who have won in the Republican side consistently. And I don't know that that's probable because Rubio's ego and his people are probably having serious conversations about that today.
Yeah.
I think Carson has already committed that yesterday was his last round, so he'll drop out.
So Carson, you think it's going to be done?
In case they weren't siphoning off a lot of votes this time like they were earlier.
Yeah.
Do
you, I mean, those 2 personalities, wouldn't you think it would be good for one of them to say, and I think it might have been John Zogby who suggested last week, if Rubio would call up John Kasich and say, come on, let's do this together. That might be a good strategic move right now.
But it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
They had their chance to do that. Now, one of the things that I heard yesterday, which was kind of interesting, is that the GOP cannot stand the idea of either Cruz or Trump.
Right.
Either Cruz or Trump, because they are not Washington insiders who will play along nicely with the establishment GOP. They're just not going to do that. So I thought that for sure that they would try to do a brokered convention, but I thought they were going to bring back somebody like Romney or something like that. Well, what I heard yesterday is that they're really thinking if Kasich will stay in, that they'll bring him to the forefront. And,
really?
And I think, oh my gosh, can you imagine? And I thought, surely they will just let the vote be whatever it is, and we'll live with that. But I don't think so, because either one of those candidates, particularly, and for different reasons, Cruz would be a tremendous threat to them. And I have to tell you, they're not going to go down easily.
Yeah.
This is going to be a rough gig.
Well, and don't you fear? I mean, there's a couple of things. First of all, you fear Donald Trump. Period. Ted Cruz at least would be more establishment. I mean, I know he's going. He's thought of as an opportunist, and when everybody else is trying to negotiate a deal, Ted Cruz goes up and does this filibuster, and he's an opportunist. They say he's not somebody who's going to win. But don't you think though that the more they kind of step in and try to stop this, the more it's going the other way? I mean, it could be very dangerous for the party. Do you feel that way?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And you touched on something really important. Ted Cruz is only considered an opportunist because he believes in the Constitution. And that's the thing that they can't tolerate.
Yeah.
If you look back on the things that he has gone head-to-head with them on, it has always been about what was in our best interest.
Yeah.
On Trump, you have a little bit of a different situation because we don't know from one speech to the next what he really thinks about anything. So, and he can't remember it from one speech to the next, which is kind of interesting. But he's tapped into that fear and that disgust for government and that anger for our State of the Union. Is a freight train. Who knows?
I don't know how you stop that. And here's one last one I want to hit you on with this is Rubio. How do you feel? And you seem to feel pretty strongly about Cruz, but Rubio getting into the mud with Donald Trump, spray tan Donald, his face is orange, his hands are small.
Let me tell you how I feel about Marco Rubio. He is a very accomplished child actor. Oh. He's like every other child actor that you've ever seen on screen. You give him a script that fits his personality and his character, and you tell him what to emote, and there he goes. But he is way out of his league. And the thing about him is he has not stood up for the constituency. He has not stood up. He will not carry his own state, which is a little bit scary. But here's the thing: Marco Rubio has already abandoned his Senate responsibilities. He's missed more. I mean, he's like, we're wasting a lot of energy even talking about him in a national scene. Because if he had, and really, truthfully, he's already accomplished what he went into this race to do, and that is what a lot of these people went in to do. If you are a former presidential candidate, you have more money-making opportunities post-election, whether you made it through the first 3 primaries or not, or even polls.
Speaking engagements.
Then they're ever going to have. So he's done that. He needs to just get out of the way.
Let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you to give us your personal opinion. If the election were today, who do you think should be president? Who would you vote for?
Ted Cruz.
You would.
Absolutely.
You would. That's surprising.
Because you can count on him. I mean, you might not like his personality, but how many presidents have we had that did a good job, but we didn't particularly love their personality?
Good
and
point.
The ones whose personality we loved, when we had a cult of personality, what did we get?
You're right.
What have we had for 7 years? Do you want a guy who probably can't even release his tax returns because he's probably tied to the mafia? And let me help you with this. You do not build anything on the East Coast unless you negotiate with the people who control the East Coast, and that would not be the state legislatures.
So you think there's some mob activity going on here?
Absolutely. Okay. Well, how could there not be?
Right. Good point. Well, I mean, I'm just... no. All right, Camara, very, very, very interesting. So let's see what comes out of this. Of course, it's Clifton Network Partners, and I appreciate your honesty and candor today.
Of course. Well, we're in the political season now. It's a little late for posturing.
You're right.
We need to get on with it.
Get on with it. You're absolutely
God
right.
bless you all.
Okay.
Keep up the good work, and I look forward to being on again.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Camara. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Did anybody notice when I asked you the question? I want you to give me your personal opinion this time. If the election were today, who would you vote for? And she didn't skip a beat. She's like, Ted Cruz. Oh, really? That surprises me so much. I can't imagine that you're.
Well, when you asked her about the opportunist, she said, well, the only reason that Ted Cruz is thought of as an opportunist is because he stands for the Constitution.
Stands up for us. Okay, I wonder who she supports. Justin Proctor and Oneida, happy birthday here on March the 2nd. Kelly Cabela. A pretty interesting accusation she's making there.
Right at the end there. That's maybe she's right. I don't know.
Do you really think that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But
she wasn't
I didn't
like
think I didn't think he would get this far. She was not like this last time. No.
Justin Proctor in Oneida. I thought she was a little, but this time she came out. And you know why? Because, hey, it's over with. It's time. The posturing is done. Let's move on, right? Justin Proctor in Oneida, happy birthday. Kelly Cabela in Utica as well, happy birthday. Florentine Pastry Shop delivers the cake. Actually, you have to pick it up, but Justin Proctor in Oneida gets the cake from the Florentine on Bleecker Street. Join our VIP club and submit your birthday online at WIBX950.com. And you can also send it a postcard. WIBX Birthdays, 9418 River Road, Marcy, 13403. Joe, quickly before I break, you want to pipe in?
Yeah, 2 things. Number one, Marco Rubio's a little whiny little bitch and needs to step out now.
Oh, Joe.
And here's the other thing. What's the matter with the mafia? Things ran smooth when the mafia was in control. We need more mafia today.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Italians.
Okay. There's Joe's opinion. Coming out. All right, Joe. Thank you. Do you see what you started?
I'm not going to thank Joe for that call.
See what you started?
A lot of good calls that wasn't a good call.
See what you started? 7:30. Hold on tight. We're coming back at WIBX.